Today, I'm going to talk about Big Puppet, published by Lamentations of the Flame Princess, and written under the pen names A. Alfrey, A. Finch, and A. Mayo. Those are pen names. No idea who really wrote this, but they didn't want to put their name on it. So that tells you it's probably going to be pretty exciting. It's a high-quality book, hardback book. And it's got art on almost every page. Gross, disgusting art in many cases. And so you got good pictures of all the PCs. It made it pretty easy, except for the text was a problem, but it was pretty easy for me to make tokens to run this on Roll20. So there's lots, pictures of the NPCs. The NPCs are in groups, and each group wanders in different times of the day. Here's the local version of Nessie that is in this. And here's a rival NPC, an alchemist, who's fighting against all these other NPCs. These NPCs are a theater group who run a theater. And so there's a timeline of what happens if the players don't get involved. And a little thing about how to run the performance of the theater group. Here's the theater. Okay. So, what follows is a series of really gross theater things simulating death. And, so the theater stick is they do fake deaths, and they even invite player characters to come up and be on stage and be the victim for this. And then later, after the show, the people who were on stage being killed in gruesome manners come out perfectly fine. And then there's an after party. Now, after seeing this picture, half of my players didn't want to see the rest of them, so I'm going to skip past them so that you don't get scared. If you want to see them, you can buy the book. You know what? I think I'll show them after all, because they're pretty. There's some. So, yeah. Okay, so there is deaths there. There's poems to go with them, and so there's an after party that any player character who participated in the theater can go to, but the other player characters cannot. And here's some things on locations of note. There's the theater itself with different places inside the theater, including the hidden underground complex underneath the theater. And here's the lair of the local version of Nessie, and a mine where there's been some problems with the mining because of a monster, and Pierre Dupont, the rival NPC's home. So we get to see the different levels of his house, and some recommendations about what you need to do to prepare to run this. So, if the players don't do anything to stop him, the alchemist is going to firebomb the theater. Okay, so here's a little rundown of all the creatures. And one of the really cool things about this is there's a bunch of cool techno items that are biological tech, bioengineered life forms that are like magic items, only they're alive. You know, like the projector toad and the reed creeper, the silencer worm, the sonic nauseator, tracking lice, suggestion stuff. Yeah. So let's read the thing. This isn't a game, and it never was. You know those horrible stories where characters inside a game or movie or book discover they are fictional characters? This isn't that. It's quite the opposite. You know your characters are real people. You know your campaign setting's a real place. Of course they are. You bring them all to life every time you play. So there's no great veil of reality for your characters to pierce that they haven't already just by casting the most rudimentary magic spell. But what happens when someone else stumbles upon the world and thinks it's all make-believe? Are your characters prepared for foes that act like this is all just a way to waste time? So that is Big Puppet. There's a secret in here that I don't think my players ever did learn. And I'm not going to reveal it on here, but it was a really fun module, and you can fit it into any city-based campaign. I ran it while I was doing Magical Industrial Revolution, and it fit in perfectly with that. So, check it out. It's great.